Hi everybody, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, we have some good news for some folks in Jamaica as a cruise terminal, believe it or not, has already reopened and has its first ship on its way. We also have some people now saying, hey, Norwegian Cruise Line, you're completely going in the wrong direction. We have a brand new ship yesterday christened by, popular celebrities, the brand new ship in Port Everglades, the Princess, Star Princess. And believe it or not, I have a little bit of a complaint about it, but it's a very small one. It's something, it kind of annoyed me a little bit. And then we have some really good news for people sailing out of Galveston. So that's right, in Jamaica, after Hurricane Melissa ravaged the area, and they're trying to get the tourism back up and running by December 15th. That's a very impressive goal line to set for themselves to get everything back up and running in time for them. But some good news, the cruise port of Ocho Rios has already reopened. It wasn't hit as hard as some of the other cruise ports in the area, and they were able to get the port cleared up enough that they've reopened, and Carnival will be the first ship to arrive there that actually has visiting guests and passengers, not just dropping off emergency supplies. So that's some good news for the economy in Jamaica that relies heavily on tourism. That means if a cruise port can open, maybe a few of the hotels in Ocho Rios and everything can reopen, and they can start earning their living once again. So good news in Jamaica. Yesterday, we had the christening of the Star Princess in Port Everglades, and it was a big, fanfare. Lots of streamers and vloggers were down there to cover it. News media were there to cover it. It was a big event. And the McConaughey's were there. Matthew McConaughey, a star of, movie star and screen, known for his Lincoln Continental commercials, and he has opened a tequila company, etc. And that's kind of my little complaint. Traditionally, a giant bottle of champagne or a bottle of champagne is what you christen a ship with. But because we went with a celebrity who has his own alcohol brand, they used his brand giant bottle of tequila to break open on the ship. And even during some of the interviews when they're saying, hey, what kind of drink are you looking for on board? They say, well, a margarita is really good on board, but normally at home we drink our brand of tequila on the rocks. But I guess on a cruise ship, you can't go wrong with a like they had to bring in their own brand when being interviewed on this stuff. And that kind of grates on me a little bit when celebrities do that. They can't just say, hey, I'm very honored to be, on the cruise and let's celebrate and champagne ball and no, have to throw in their own brand kind of. It's just a little annoying thing there, but it's a small thing. The ship is beautiful from all accounts. People are saying it's absolutely gorgeous. I expected nothing different from a Princess cruise ship. I've been on the Sun numerous times. It is a gorgeous ship, and let's hope she runs really, really smooth because I'm on her in a matter of a few weeks from now. So fingers crossed that myself and the group has a good time on board. I'm sure we will. I can't wait to see some of the brand new entertainment venues that they've brought as well. Speaking of opening stuff, Galveston has just opened their 4th terminal. This is supposed to ease congestion a lot. It opens up to having more ships. The MSC Seascape will be the first ship to sail out of there. Also, a new ship that arrived in Galveston. Not a brand new ship, but a new ship for that area with MSC. So yeah, 4 terminals now in Galveston as they continue to grow. This is part of a multi-million-dollar renovations that's going on in the Galveston cruise port. They're expanding the road structures. They're expanding a lot, making it smoother and easier to get in and out of the port faster with more ships, more terminals. They need a better access system. And one of the things I did say that what I loved about Galveston is just kind of like the way they've set it up. They have the cruise port and the port areas all on one side of this kind of like inlet, and then you go through the town a little bit, and on the other side is where they have all the hotels and beaches and everything. So they've kept the two separate. It feels very relaxing and, calm on one side. On the other side, you have all the cruise ships leaving. They don't need to interact with each other. It just seems like the perfect setup. I really enjoy the way Galveston has set everything up for themselves. And finally, we have a lot of people saying that, hey, NCL, the decisions you're making lately and now this newest one, you're completely going in the wrong direction. Now, before I get there, let me just invite you to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. You want to keep up to date with everything going on in cruising, from what's happening with NCL right now to the new ships coming online like the Star Princess, and everything. We cover all aspects of cruising, and I hope to keep you as best informed I can, making your trip just a little easier, maybe a little safer, maybe a little more enjoyable, and maybe even save you some money in the meantime. I hope you'll join us here on the channel. It doesn't cost a thing to subscribe, but it sure helps the channel out, and again, I really do appreciate it. All right, let's talk about what people are upset about now with NCL. So recently they've announced a lot of things, right? Their new private island, starting the drink package, won't be available on the private island. The second entree now in main dining will now be charged, etc. A few things that have gotten people upset. Well, now the latest thing that's gotten people upset is their announcement by their CEO coming out and saying, you know what, we're going to have more families, etc. So we want to start cutting back on the solo cabins. Now, Norwegian made a big name for themselves by bringing out the solo cabin, right? That whole area on board where they have just solo cabins, you have your own little lounge and everything, and it was catering to solo cruisers. In fact, solo cruisers in the past 3 years have gone up 30%. So it's a big market. And now they're saying that they want to go away from that. They want to start taking some of those cabins away. They're going to build less of them on their newer ships. And that seems to be opposite of what they've been saying for the past few years, right? That they're welcoming the solo, they've made a name for themselves as a great cruise line for solo cruisers who don't want to pay the single supplement to be able to cruise by themselves. And many, many older cruisers, sail by themselves now for one reason or another. And it is, it is rubbing a lot of people the wrong way, as other cruise lines that don't traditionally cater to solo cruises have been doing the opposite. Royal Caribbean has been bringing out more solo cabins on their cruise ships. Princess's two new ships, the Sun and the Star, have solo cabins on them. Cruise lines are embracing more solo travelers, and Royal Caribbean seems now to be going to the opposite. They want more people on their ships. They want to have more families and more crowded ships. Why? Well, because they spend more money. A family of 4 will obviously spend more money than a solo cruiser sailing by themselves. So that seems to be the way they want to go. Fill the ships, make more money, and go opposite of the solo cruisers. It's rubbing a lot of people the wrong way. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think, hey, they really sold the solo traveler experience? Just 2 years ago, they actually came out and said, we're expanding our solo cabins by over 1,000 in the next few years. And then this year they're saying, we're gonna take some of those back. It just seems to be a complete 180. And people are not happy about it. Let me know in the comments down below. What do you guys think? Does it matter to you? Are you a solo cruiser? Do you choose Norwegian because of that? Would you look someplace else now because of this situation? Well, I hope you appreciate this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. We'll see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world. Hit that subscribe button. Until next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.